My dear students and audience, Assalamu alaikum. Firstly, I am going to introduce myself. Waliullah Mahesar, Associate Professor of English at Government Degree College, Thedi, District Khairpur. My email address, cell phone are given in this lecture. You know that this program has been launched under the title of Sindh College Lectures on YouTube channel, which is a great achievement of College Education Department, Government of Sindh. We have chosen today the topic of the Solitary Reaper, which has been composed by William Wordsworth, and this poem is included in interclass of English. And I am going to tell you about the poet William Wordsworth. He was born in 1770, died in 1850 in the Lake District, England. He was educated at Hawkshead Grammar School and St. John's College, Cambridge. He is well known as a poet of nature. He is also credited as a romantic poet. He got published his famous lyrical ballads in 1798 in collaboration with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. He is shortly called as S.T. Coleridge. Now I am going to start the poem. Beholder single in the field means poet directs us and his companions to see that single girl, and that girl yon solitary highland lace, that mountainous girl, reaping and singing by herself, means she is cutting the crop, she is hearing. Stop here or gently pause. Poet directs us to stop or pass silently as she may not be disturbed. Alone she cuts and binds the grain. Means at the same time he is cutting the crop and binding the grain, and sings a melancholy strain. Melancholy means sorrowful, strain means melody. Poet again invites our attention. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. That sound of that girl is echoing and overflowing the valley. That powerful sound impresses the poet very much. Now poet compares that sound with two sweet birds. How? No nightingale did ever chaunt more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt among Arabian saints. When nightingales sing sweet melodious sounds in Arabian saints, and travellers pass through those saints and listen to the songs of nightingale, then they remove their sense of exhaustion, because that nightingale's sound is so powerful and melodious. He again compares same sound with another sweet bird. A voice so thrilling never was heard in a springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. Hebrides, these are the names of islands. Poet has given comparison that cuckoo bird can sing in a thrilling voice, and a voice is so thrilling that it can break the silence of the seas, because you see that sea is the symbol of silence, but that is broken with that thrilling sound. Where? In Hebrides. Hebrides are Scotland. Now poet asks another question, will no one tell me what she sings? You may consider here that poet is listening the sound and he asks the audience about the song. Will no one tell me what she sings? It means he was impressed from melody and sorrow of the song, but he could not understand, could not comprehend the message of the poem. That is why he is asking. And he guesses, perhaps the plaintive numbers follow. Perhaps she is singing sorrowful song. For what? For old, unhappy and far off things. Events which are source of unhappiness and battles long ago. Perhaps she is describing the loss of human beings or relatives in the battles which have been fought long ago. Or is it some more humbly? That is next guess. Perhaps she is singing another humbly, which may carry familiar matter of today, means current affairs. Or it possesses some natural sorrow, calamity, earthquake, rains, floods, loss or pain. Perhaps she is describing the losses of that natural sorrow that has been and may be again. May be again means it may be concluded in aftermath. Whatever the theme the maiden sang, means theme is main subject, maiden, that girl, whatever the girl was singing, as her song could have no ending, means that song was endingless. I saw her, poet says, I saw her singing at her work, means she was singing and working there. And over the sickle bending, sickle means hook, and she was bending over the sickle, means she was standing in this position. Poet describes, I listened motionless and still. Motionless, without any movement. Still means silent. He was enjoying the song very silently, motionlessly. And as I mounted up the hill, mounted up means climbed up. Finally, he left that spot and climbed up the hill. Now, there is appeal of the song. The music in my heart I bore, means music of that girl was carried by the poet. Poet was so impressed that he carried. After that period, poet describes, long after it was heard no more. When the poet left that spot, he was unable to listen the sound. Now I am going to summarize the thoughts of the poem. Once William Wordsworth was crossing a mountainous valley in Scotland. He had a chance to witness a singing girl. She was reaping and binding the crop, and she herself was listening her melancholic and gloomy song, which was overflowing the valley. The poet compares the song with that of nightingale and cuckoo bird. The song was thrilling as well as persuasive. The poet is unable to comprehend the dialect of the song, but he could guess that the song possessed sorrow and grief of battles fought ago. The song made the poet silent and motionless. Besides, the song left everlasting impression on his heart. Now, sample questions are given here, which are coming in examination. Who is the solitary reaper? Solitary reaper is a mountainous girl. What is she singing? What is she doing? She is cutting the crop and binding the crop. She is listening and she is singing the song. Number third, the song of girl is compared to. This kind of question can be given in MCQ. The song of the girl is compared to cuckoo and nightingale. Why did poet not comprehend the message of the song? Although poet was impressed from the song, yet he was unable to understand the message because dialect of that girl was different. There are so many questions which may be asked in the same way. However, there are three kinds of questions, means long questions, short questions, and MCQs. In long question, critical appreciation of the poem can be asked. In short questions, these are the samples of short questions, and MCQs I have also given a sample question in third question. Many questions can also be made, and paper setters or examiner can set these questions from this poem. Now I am coming to the rhyming scheme of the poem. We know that this poem is a ballad. Its stanza has 8 lines which are rhymed as under A B A B. Means first 4 lines are rhyming in this scheme. That first is rhyming with the third, second is rhyming with the fourth. And in second 4 stanzas, first A is not rhyming with anyone. However, the second line is rhyming with the third as well as the fourth. There are 8 syllables parts of a sound, and 4 beats to each line except the fourth. The fourth has only 3 beats, and this stopping short imposes a reflective pause in the middle of each stanza. Second part of a stanza has a different rhyming pattern from the first. Poet has used imagery, and that is a technique which is used by the poet to clear their concept or thought. Here is first imagery. The girl is reaping and singing. For that picture he has presented nightingale singing in the Arabian saints. Means he has matched these images. The cuckoo bird is singing in the farthest heaven. Cuckoo is, you may say, silent. Cuckoo is when cuckoo is silent, and when it sings, it breaks the silence. However, the poet was standing motionless, means without any motion, and silent, means he has brought images to clear his concept. And comparison is the main technique of the poet, in which he can explain and clear his concept about that object which he wants to clear. The song of girl is compared with that of nightingale. The song of girl is compared with that of cuckoo bird. The poet uses this typical comparison to show the readers a scene photographically. The same technique was also used in Lucy Gray. There is also a appealing part of the poem. The following lines of the poem are highly appealing. The music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. Thank you very much. The best of luck.